Magic the Gathering has given us countless planeswalkers, warriors, mages, necromancers, and dragons, but few have traveled a path as tragic as Ajani Goldmane. He's a massive leonin, a cat person standing 6.5 feet tall, with white fur and a scar running through his empty left eye socket. He was born an outcast, rejected for being different. He became a planeswalker through grief when his brother was murdered. He learned compassion from a friend who died in his arms, and eventually, he was captured and transformed into the very thing he'd spent his life fighting, a Phyrexian monster. This is Ajani's story, the outcast who became a hero, the hero who became a nightmare, and the nightmare who clawed his way back to redemption. If you want to support the channel, the best way you can do that is by hitting that like button if you like the video. Also, if you would subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss another video that we post to the channel. Comment down below your favorite Ajani card and let us know which planeswalker you want to see featured next. Let's dive into the complete lore of Ajani Goldmane. Ajani was born on Naya as an albino among the Nicol leonin. His people described him as white as death. The curse that marked him is fundamentally wrong. He spent his youth as an outcast, barely tolerated. At some point, he lost his left eye to Naya's dangers, leaving the scar that would mark him for forever. Only one person truly cared for him, his older brother, Jazal. Despite having an albino brother, Jazal gained tremendous prestige and eventually became Ka, leader of the Castle Valley Pride. He hoped this would force the Pride to accept Ajani. It didn't. Ajani remained an embarrassment, and he accepted this as deserved, doing anything to keep trouble from his brother. But Ajani possessed a unique gift, soul magic. He could see deep into other beings, perceiving the essence of their spirits and manifesting it in powerful ways. Despite his pariah status, he was the best healer in the tribe. This earned him no respect whatsoever, however. As the Festival of Marissa approached, Ajani was attacked by humans who had been sent specifically after him. Jazal defended him, but the incident was catastrophic. Ajani tried to earn the pride's respect by hunting a godsire for the feast, an incredible achievement, and his kill was immediately stolen by Tanakh, his worst persecutor, who savagely beat him when Ajani clumsily revealed his soul magic abilities. That night, a dark figure dropped a vessel of dark magic into the festival fire. Shades burst forth and attacked. During the chaos, Jazal was murdered in his lair with his own black axe. Ajani found his brother's body. Gripping Jazal close, consumed by grief and rage, he heard Jazal's voice one final time. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer on Naya. His planeswalker spark had ignited. Ajani found himself on Jund, where Sarkhan Vol protected him from a dragon and gave him crucial advice. Use his anger, use his gift as a planeswalker to track down his brother's murderer. Sarkhan showed him how to planeswalk back to Naya. Ajani embraced the path of vengeance completely. He created a new weapon from both his axe and Jazal's shattered one. He spread his brother's ashes across his body and confronted Tanakh. After dangling him over a cliff, both leonin fell. Ajani planeswalked away from the fall, but badly injured. He woke 2 weeks later in Elspeth Tirel's care on Bant. After warning her of coming conflict, he returned to Naya and discovered the truth. Zaliki, his old friend and tribe shaman, was the one who murdered Jazal. She'd been manipulated by the legendary hero Marissi, who was already dead. Ajani's quest for revenge would go unanswered. The Nicol Bolas appeared before the armies of Naya and Jund, consuming the mana of the Maelstrom during Alara's Conflux. In desperation, Ajani severed everyone's mana bonds and absorbed the last bit of the Maelstrom that Bolas hadn't taken. Using that power, he called up an effigy of Bolas' soul and banished the Elder Dragon from Alara. In the aftermath, Ajani was offered everything he'd ever wanted, the position of Ka, respect from his pride, and acceptance. But he was no longer the same person who had desired those things in his past. He chose to leave Naya instead, entrusting Zaliki with the leadership. From that moment, Bolas never forgot him. The Elder Dragon would devise special strategies specifically to occupy Ajani while his other schemes progressed on the side. Ajani couldn't stop thinking about Elspeth, the woman who had saved his life. He found her in the gladiator pits of Urborg, fighting for money and treating herself terribly. He pleaded with her to return to Bant, to do good in the world. She refused, saying Bant was already lost. But Ajani couldn't abandon her to self-destruction. He tracked her to Theros, where his old acquaintance Brimaz had become king of the Leonin. He learned about the injustice done to Elspeth and reunited with her at Thethmos. Together they traveled to the edge of the world, gained entrance to Nyx itself, and confronted Xenagos, the false god. They battled until Elspeth struck Xenagos down, but as they tried to escape, Heliod appeared and used Elspeth's own weapon to murder her, stabbing her through the chest. Ajani caught his dying friend. He tried to save her, but Brimaz's warriors pulled him away as she died in the underworld. After recovering, Ajani decided to make mortals stop believing in Heliod. He traveled to the sun god's temple in Meletis and publicly revealed that Heliod had murdered his own champion. His message spread, turning people away from the gods who had betrayed them. From that point forward, Ajani wore Elspeth's cloak to honor her memory, a constant reminder of the friend he had failed to save. Ajani eventually joined the fight against Tezzeret on Kaladesh, helping the renegades overthrow the oppressive consulate. After their victory, he was welcomed into the Gatewatch, taking his oath to protect the innocent from tyrants and help all beings find their place. But he immediately objected to their plan to confront Bolas on Amonkhet. He pleaded with them to wait for more allies, citing the collateral damage and Bolas's advantage on his own territory. They didn't listen and were utterly defeated. When the final confrontation came on Ravnica during the War of the Spark, Ajani fought against Bolas's Dread Horde. He created ethereal copies of Leonin warriors to bolster their forces and rallied planeswalkers when hope seemed lost. He helped evacuate civilians with Vraska and the Golgari Swarm. Ajani survived and participated in Gideon's memorial service on Theros. Afterward, he traveled to Dominaria to strategize against New Phyrexia with Karn and the Gatewatch. There, impossibly, he was reunited with Elspeth Tirel, somehow returned from the dead. Overjoyed, Ajani told her he discovered her home planet survived a Phyrexian invasion. At his request, she left to learn the secret of its survival. Everything finally seemed hopeful. Then, everything went catastrophically wrong. Ajani was sent by Jorah to rescue Karn from the caves of Koilos. At the Keldon Benelesh Peace Summit, he learned his friend Tamio had been completed. Then Benelesh Knights were revealed as Phyrexian sleeper agents. Ajani split from Karn to pursue them. During that pursuit, he was captured and completed, transformed into a Phyrexian sleeper agent. At the Battle of the Mana Rig, Ajani revealed his corruption in the most devastating way possible. He killed Jaya Ballard. He destroyed the Golgothian Silex, and he helped capture Karn. While he initially resisted his programming, his values were quickly twisted to align with Phyrexia's. He felt welcomed into a pride again, fulfilling a longing that had haunted him since Naya. He came to see teamwork as alignment of perspective, believing that removing all differences would unite everyone in perfect harmony. He hated diversity and individuality, seeing them as problems to solve. He wore cybernetic enhancements, metallic armor that grew from his body, and carried a massive double-headed axe with blades reversed in Elish Norn's honor. He had become everything he had fought his whole life against. Ajani underwent further completion, his skin flayed and replaced with porcelain plates. When invading planeswalkers reached New Phyrexia's seed core, he intercepted them and offered to welcome Elspeth to Phyrexia. When she refused, he attacked. She managed to knock him unconscious. As the invasion of the multiverse began, Ajani executed Sheoldred on Norn's command. He was sent to Theros to subvert the gods by changing people's beliefs, the same method he'd once used against Heliod. He succeeded in completing at least 3 gods, including Heliod himself. When Kaya killed the completed Heliod, Ajani fought her. As Zalfir's forces invaded New Phyrexia, Ajani returned to fight against them. He was frozen solid and brought to Zalfir after New Phyrexia's destruction. Using a specialized ritual, Teferi, Karn, and Melira restored his body and purified his Phyrexian enhancements. The metal couldn't be removed, but was transformed into pure gold during the purification. Ajani was free, but would be changed for forever. Ajani retained his spark after the invasion when most planeswalkers lost theirs. He traveled to invaded planes searching for other completed planeswalkers. He found only Nahiri, who rebuffed his plea for help and attacked him, destroying her own spark in the process. Ajani traveled to Tarkir and struck a deal with the Abzan Khan, his aid in battle for permission to live in isolation. Guilt and shame from his Phyrexian atrocities weighed heavily. He believed part of him had enjoyed causing that much pain despite his core beliefs as a protector. The Absent offered help repeatedly. He refused, convinced he didn't deserve compassion. Eventually, a djinn, got through to him, insisting that his self-imposed isolation was just another way of giving up. When Sarkhan Vol transformed into a dragon, attacked Tarkir, Ajani's protective instincts finally rekindled, seeing Elspeth in danger. He joined the Abzan's defense and tried appealing to his old friendship with Sarkhan, but the dragon had lost his humanity completely. When Sarkhan attacked Elspeth, Ajani saved her life. Genuine atonement for his deepest regret of watching her die on Theros. As they prepared to sacrifice themselves to stop Sarkhan, Ugin appeared and drove off the corrupted dragon. Ajani had taken his first real steps toward redemption. After Tarkir, Ajani sought out Liliana at Strixhaven with news that Jace had apparently died and Bolas had escaped. 4 of Liliana's students had disappeared during a field trip. Ajani offered help and pieced together that they traveled to Lorwyn's Shadowmoor through a closed omen path. He arrived in the unbalanced plane and rescued Carol from the high-perfect Morkant, then found Tam and Sonar under attack. During a chaotic battle, both Tam and Marilyn were poisoned. Ajani stabilized Tam with his healing magic, while the students collected Dawnglove to save both victims. He found the last student, Abigail, and led all 4, plus Luwin, who had nowhere else to go, safely back home to Strixhaven. The mission was complete, all students alive and unharmed. For someone who'd believed himself irredeemable, it was a small but significant victory. He'd been the protector again, the healer, the mentor, not the monster. Just Ajani, doing what he'd always done best, keeping people safe. Ajani Goldmane transformed from outcast to hero, to Phyrexian nightmare, and back again. He learned that corruption doesn't have to be permanent, that even after becoming a monster, there's still a path back to who you really are. He wears gold and Phyrexian metal in his body now, a permanent reminder he can never escape. But he can choose, every single day, to be the protector instead of the destroyer, the healer instead of the killer. And that choice, made over and over again, is what defines who Ajani Goldmane truly is. The outcast who became a hero, the hero who became a nightmare, and the nightmare who fought his way back to redemption, one saved life at a time. If you liked this shorter, more compact video style, let me know in the comments below. If you want a fuller picture of Ajani Goldmane, also let me know that. He's an incredible planeswalker and there's a lot of deep lore. I was just testing a more compressed video style. Like this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what video you want to see next. Until next time, we'll dive in again soon.